Hello, everyone. I'm Pranesh Chaudhary, founder and CEO of Zunpulse Tech Private Limited. Let me just figure this out. OK. So we started 7 years ago with a mission to fix supply and consumption of electricity in Indian homes, supply through clean electricity, and consumption through smart electricity. What I mean by that is there are two ways you can reduce your dependence on the regular sources of electricity, which is one is by putting solar panels on the rooftop and feeding electricity back to the grid and saving your electricity bill. The second is if you are living in various parts of the country where supply of electricity is still not dependable, then you would want to put solar panels, feed electricity, store electricity in a battery and use it in your house. So that's the second one. And then once you have that clean electricity in your house, how do you consume it becomes really important, right? So you can use it in your air conditioners, geysers, fans, mixers, come what may, right? So how do you ensure that you are using them in a sustainable manner and you're using the least amount of electricity as possible, right? Which is where IoT comes into play, so which allows you to have a sense of electricity being consumed at a unit level, at a hourly level in any appliance in your home, and also allows you to control them wherever you are in the universe, right? So that's the thesis, that's the vision with which we started in 2016. On the first one, the solar rooftop one, we ranked number 1 in the number of rooftops that we have installed. That was our first thing at which we started. We are present in almost every major city in the country. It has gone through its own cycles, though. Solar being a government-subsidized segment, there have been cycles in which this growth has not been appropriate for a startup, and so we have had to be creative in adding new lines of business to it, right? So that's where the Zunroof and the Zun Solar part comes in, where we provide comprehensive solar products to rural regions and tier 2, 3 cities. And the other part is the IoT one, which I talked about. Okay. So what do we do differently here? So for a solar rooftop, when we started out, we realized that the biggest gap in the market was that customers were not really sure of what panels to get, what inverters to get, what subsidy is available, and there was a lot of confusion in the market, right? So what we created was a 3D framework, as we call it, design, delivery, and diagnostics. For the design phase, you go to the rooftop, you take one photo of the rooftop, upload to the app. The app immediately gives out all the engineering parameters that you need, right? So it will tell you what direction should the solar panels face, what angle should the panels be inclined at. If you want to increase the height of the solar panels so that you do not lose the rooftop area, then by what height should you elevate the system by, right? So that's the design phase. Once the system has been designed, then you want to have the right solar panels and solar inverters delivered to you. So we created a supply control marketplace model at the back end, where you choose on the app which panel do you want, which inverter do you want, and accordingly the price will change in a very transparent manner. Of course, now 7 years later, it sounds much more straightforward because the way apps have become easier for consumers to understand, and there are multiple players who are making these products, these services available. But in 2016-17, that was the biggest differentiator for us, right? And then the third one is diagnostics. So once a solar rooftop system is installed on the customer's rooftop, the biggest issue that the customer has in their mind is how is it going to perform? Is it going to give me the right ROI that was promised to me? Like the way we keep checking our stock portfolio on Zerodha, can I check how my solar panels are performing? So that's where our first IoT device was made, which is a device which we give out for free along with the system, which tells you on a real-time basis how much electricity is being produced by your system. Also, it enables us to provide you all kinds of maintenance supports without you needing to worry about it. This is our spread across the country. Okay, now from clean to smart, the entire spectrum of electrical product, there is an in-between category where people are still looking for electrical products but are not ready to pay the premium which is required when you go for an IoT-enabled products, which is where sustainably providing them the mixers, the kettles, the geysers in the homes came to us, and this is what we do under the brand name called Zunvolt. We are the best seller for all these products on Flipkart and Amazon. In fact, every 6th mixer sold this year has been under our brand name. Online, of course. Okay, now coming to the smart part, where smart electrical products part. So we've divided all electrical products that you use in your home into 4 major categories. The first is the security and switches category, where the smart cameras, doorbells, locks that you use in your house. If you want to use them, if you want to know who is at your door, if you want to open your house using all kinds of like fingerprint app and whatnot, you can use our products. The second one is the heating and cooling category, where a smart geyser, like if you wake up at 7:30 in the morning, you don't need to really actually go to the geyser and switch it on. Or if you left it on, if you want to remotely switch it off, you can do the same. Similarly, a smart fan, you can use a remote to control it, or the app to, again, change the speed or remotely schedule it to go on at a certain time. Then we have the lighting category, where all sorts of lights that you currently use, which consumes a lot of electricity being left on at random times of the day, you can control them. And lastly, the purity category, where a smart water purifier and air purifier gives you the right quality and quantity construct of the water that you are consuming or the air that you are consuming in your house. And the great thing about all these products that I just talked about is that all of them work on one single app. So you don't need to, like for your electrical products, you don't need to be thinking that, okay, my camera works on a separate app, my fan works on a separate app, my air purifier is on a separate app. All of them will work on the same app called Zunpulse. This technology, we have developed in-house all three aspects of it, there's firmware, software, and hardware piece of it. Of course, hardware, we are not going to claim that we can make better hardware than the leading companies in the country already. What we are trying to do is keep the hardware at par with everybody out there. On the software and firmware piece is where we differentiate, right? Where we ensure that the chips that go into it, the firmware that gets written is most optimized and ensures that it consumes the least amount of electricity in your home. The one more category mentioned here, which is the metering one. I talked about all these products. Yeah, so now the way this has been growing across the country, we are close to hitting 0.5 million homes. In the next quarter, I think we should be in 0.5 million homes. Our aim was to have 1 million homes smartified or solarified by 2025. I think we will reach that target before time. And then the aim is to go into 10 million homes by 2028. During this journey, we have been awarded by the National Startup Award by the Startup India team. And we have been backed by Godrej Family Fund during the journey. Mostly we have, like for the first 4 years, we stayed bootstrapped. We then raised a couple of rounds of funds from the Godrej Family Fund, and that's been our story. Thank you, everyone.